All right. Who is 512? That's a very great question. I love that you guys are tracking personality on a spectrum. Who would be an example of 512?
Tony Robbins. All the way cranked. As we've been typing people over the years, we've got about 3,000 now or so. The people that are in these docs over here, if you were to meet them socially, very quiet, very mumbly, very feminine, very, super, super introverted. Introverted as defined by anybody, anywhere, anytime, like just introverts of all introverts, right?
Yeah.
And then the people over here in this corner are more extroverts of all extroverts. And then it's a spectrum, a lot of overlap in between there.
Not by their own words, because there's people all the way over to the right that would tell you they're introverted.
I'm an introvert, and they're yelling at you and shaking you and swinging from a tree, and these people are going to be, I'm an extrovert, and that's the only thing they said all week. I'm an extrovert. Yeah, and
we're just looking at a spectrum. That's how we're seeing it. We're not in. Dave and I happen to be somewhere in the middle here. It's like
where a lot of people end up. And then so you got the types here. This is what we're tracking, and then you got to times this by 4 with the sexual energies. So you'll have 128. That's what you're looking at. 128 times 128 feminines, double masculines, and then the
visual and audio in the middle.
Yeah, MF or FM, whatever. That's what we cover in the class and all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah.
The people on the extremes are easy to catch. Now, just like science has been saying for many years, there's not these 16 perfect little types. There is a bell curve. There is a spectrum, just like in every other place in genetics.
Right.
And most people fall in the middle of the bell curve, like Shani and I are more towards the middle. One little side note, this is exactly how the Big Five is describing it. The Big Five describes extrovertism, meaning the more extroverted you are, that's like the high, they do it like the higher the extrovertism, what we would just call as an extrovert.
Yeah.
And then the lower the extrovertism is just basically an introvert. Same spectrum. They're judging it on a spectrum, unlike Myers-Briggs that kind of got stuck in a this or that.
It's like the ambivert is as annoying as that word is.
It's real.
It's way closer to reality because you're not this or that. And I think that's a lot of what really confused people. It's like, I'm either a feeler or a thinker.
Like, for example, these people right here, they have an extroverted function first, but they are so quiet. They're going to be consumed sleep. They're going to be the most introverted people yet their first function is extroverted. Like what? It's, NE or SE, say feminine, consumed sleep. They're just looking.
Taking in.
They're not talking. They're not going to parties.
No.
So do you call them an extrovert because their first function is extroverted? No.
Most of the time, no.
Yeah.
They would, and most of those people actually do see themselves as introverts.
So you'll get a lot of people that come to us. They're like, oh, but I'm an introvert, but I thought I was an extrovert. It's like, well, defined by your first letter versus defined by your actual energy. Two different things sometimes.
Yep.
Now, other people, like Tony Robbins, is an extrovert on top of extrovert on top of extrovert. So I got a little clip here of him talking with Russell Brand. If I remember right, he is in this column.
Also an extrovert, yeah.
So Russell Brand is a very extroverted person. Like if you had a Russell Brand in your life, you'd be like, whoa, that guy
Intense
is like
dude.
the most extrovert of my friends. And Tony Robbins is going to knock his block off.
Right.
The simple fact is that ultimately that you're a man. Where are you going with that vulnerability? What are you doing? Have you got like a mentor, someone that you can call?
Yes, I have many. What's really beautiful in my life, the grace of my life is I've been called to help others and they look at me as their coach, but I'd be an idiot, the kind of people I have the privilege of coaching, to think I'm just coaching them. And I have a lot of that, but I'm only one person. So I'm good at finding brilliant people and then helping to pull out so other people can see, at least the people that I have an audience for. I have 20 million people on social media and they talk to people, so hopefully it reaches even more. So I'm always on the hunt for human excellence. I'm on the hunt for someone who's real. Like the most common question I've
Notice the double masculine kinesthetic.
I want to punch you. I want to help you so bad.
Would you just? I'm gonna help you.
And people.
Full body kinesthetic, double masculine. Can't even sit in his chair.
By the media my entire life, it always makes me laugh is, well, don't you have bad days? Don't you have days when you're like frustrated and excited and pissed off? And of course I do, but it's like an athlete. I built muscle over the years. The mind is a muscle. Emotion is a muscle. I think the most powerful muscles are the invisible force muscles. It's your spiritual emotional muscles. Like courage unused doesn't grow, it shrinks. So I put my ass on the line regularly so that it grows. And when it keeps growing, then pretty soon the stuff that used to make me crazy, it doesn't touch me. It's not that I'm so great. Just I'm well trained. I've trained this mind. At my home, I have these cold plunges, and they're 56 degrees. And the first thing I do is jump in that cold plunge. So there's not a fucking morning where I want to jump in that. I can't remember mornings. Like, I can't wait to jump in that thing. But I don't negotiate with myself. For decades, I go, I say, we do. I'm not here to discuss this shit with my mind. There's mind, and then there's soul and spirit. And soul and spirit, my soul fucking knows. And when I say jump, you fucking jump. I'm not here to have a discussion with you. Now, does that happen with my water every day? Yes, because I conditioned it. Does it happen every day of my life? No. And when I find it's not working, then I step back up and condition it. And unless I'm willing to take 100% responsibility for what I feel and what I experience, then I'm always going to be a victim to someone, because there's always going to be somebody upset in the world we live in today. That's what you said you did.